We're going to go ahead and get started. I have everybody that's coming in is coming in on mute. And the reason is just because of the background noise that even if you're not doing anything, there's background noise. So in an effort to kind of keep that down, everyone is muted. Now you do have the ability to type in questions, and maybe every 15, 20 minutes, I can kind of stop, see if there's any comments or feedback, and I can unmute people as you put something in the chat section that you would like to ask a question. You can also type in those questions, and I will be alerted, so I'll be able to answer those. I have a lot of stuff that I want to cover today. This is being recorded. I'll make sure that we get this out right after it converts after class. So if you want to go back in and review any of this information, and we'll also put it up on the website under the 1 Hour Coach tab for the trainings. So I really want you to think about your website as a resource that people go to. And the challenge is, how do we get people to interact with our website when they're not looking to buy or sell property? Because typically we think of a website as, oh, people just go there to search properties. So what I wanted to talk about today and to challenge you was to come up with reasons and ways that you can use your website to interact with not only your sphere of influence, but the public in general. So anything that you can provide to a client, we should have housed on your website. And then when you want to provide that information to someone, you should do it through your website. And that's really a way to start to get a lot of traction, to get interaction, to get engagement, to provide value, to provide education. You're going to be able to do all that through your website. You know, back when we first had the Reliance site and I realized how powerful they were, I don't know that enough of us really harnessed the full understanding of why it's so important to have a website. And it's not just to search properties. We really need to take advantage of this full-powered tool that we have now and the ease in which we're able to add these pages and really start to utilize it as a connecting piece. Let your website be the connector between you and a bunch of other people, information, and resources. So that's what I want you to do today. That's what we're going to go through, and I'm going to show you, and I'm also going to provide you with ideas that I have, and then I want you to come up with your own ideas as well on what you want to really have your website look like. And then I want you to put a goal date on when you would like to have certain pages and certain functionality complete by. I think if we don't give ourselves an ending date and a goal, there's a good chance that it's not gonna get done. So I really encourage you to pick a date. November and December, besides just reaching out and touching all of your folks and really setting up for a powerful 2020, really also should be a lot of time spent in personal development so that you're keeping your good habits going. So I have gone into Max Center, and from Max Center I clicked on the Booge platform tile, and that's where I am right now. I then went to website and I went to page editor. So I am sitting on the page editor of my website. And so as you scroll down, and you've been through a couple of Lori's classes, you have the ability to change your home page right here in the beginning. And there's several layouts. There's several layouts you can choose from. Mine's selected on Agent Layout 4. And then I can edit my home page right here, which I'll show you in a minute. But more importantly, what we're going to focus on are the additional pages. Okay, your home page can have as little or as much as you want on it. I'm going to encourage you to really dive into some of these page ideas that I'm going to talk about today. Now, we're already given some sample pages, which is great. So we have a by navigation tab, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. And then where we have a buyer's guide. This is preloaded. We have a sell tab, and we have a home valuation estimate page, and we have a seller's guide page. We have a resources tab, and in there's account benefits and agent roster in my account. And then there's my info. And then there's several unlinked pages, which just aren't underneath anything in particular. So you might be wondering, well, how does this all look like on the website? So I have gone up to this tab right here where it says websites are still in development, but your site is available to preview. When you click on that, it's going to ask for a username and password. And you have the ability to type in that username and password. And when you do, it comes up to here. So the username and password is beta-user, beta-user. And then the password is beta tester, and the B is capital, the T is capital, 123 exclamation point. So beta tester 123 exclamation. This is now showing me what my website looks like. So if I come up here and just, you'll see when I click on menu, remember I said it's got the buyer's guide. Well, there's the buy tab, the sell tab with home value estimate, seller guide, a resource tab with the account benefits, the my info, and then all those additional pages. Now those unlinked pages aren't published because I didn't nest them underneath any navigation tab. So I also have the ability here for account and search, and then a contact me button. So this is pretty much how your website is going to look. So if I click back on the RE/MAX Center over here, it'll take me to the home page, and the home page has the search field. As I scroll down, it's going to have my information. It's going to have the about us, the account benefits. It's going to have the Boosh platform video. So again, and then the my listings. So that's the home page. Remember, you can go in here and edit the home page anytime that you want. So if you want to see how the navigation tabs are laid out, you're going to want to click up from pages in the page editor to the menu. So when I click on menu, here's the active navigation. So again, we had the buy tab, the sell tab. When you go to the website and I click on the menu, see how buy, sell, resources, my info is highlighted? That's what these active navigation buttons are. Buy, underneath it, there's the buyer's guide. Sell, underneath it, there's the home value estimates and the seller's guide. Then there's the resource tab. Underneath that is account benefits, agent roster. So all these tabs over here, these are unlinked pages. So they haven't been put on the website yet. So if I wanted to take in like the marketing services page, all I need to do is hover over the 6 blue dots and say I want to put that under resources. I'm just going to bring it over here and drop it underneath resources. So what we're going to do is you're going to be building navigation tabs, the buy, sell, resources, and then we're going to be putting pages underneath them. So hopefully that's clear. If you have any questions, you can ask me, chat right in. If you have a question now about just the pages and the active navigation, I'll just wait a couple seconds here, type in if you have any questions. If not, we'll move on. So again, it's important that you understand how the layout, even looks. And then you'll be able to look at it by coming over here and then checking out what you have. So we're going to build on these pages and change some of them as well, so that you can see in real time how this is going to work. Now, one thing I want you to think about is, yes, when you have an active buyer, they're going to come here and they're going to want to search properties. Absolutely. So maybe they search for mine, of course, wherever they open up their browser, wherever they're located, it's going to default to that area. So mine's going to default to Denver because I'm in Denver. So I live in a neighborhood called Stonegate. So if I click on Stonegate and search, it's going to pull up some properties. Right now, the system is only pulling in RE/MAX listings. So once we go live and everything's been loaded, it'll show all the properties. But right now you'll notice that 3 REMAX, there's several homes listed in here, but 3 are listed by REMAX agents. Your clients have the ability to save this search, to do some other filters. So the search functionality is fantastic. One thing I'm going to encourage you to do is to get all of your clients to set up an account as soon as our websites become live. So I went into my account and I already clicked on account and clicked register. And the minute I registered as myself, I received these 3 emails. REMAX account registration. So thanks for registering. I registered as me, Holly Fogel, and I used my 1 Hour Coach email address. So as the consumer, that's what I received. Thanks for registering. To finish your registration, please verify by going here. So I would click here. Now this is the consumer. And now it's going to verify my email. It says it's verifying. Now I don't know if it's really working because we're still in a soft launch. But I just want you to see what's happening behind the account. So it doesn't let me. Well, it says it's verifying. Anyway, I'm going to let that do its thing. And then this, as the agent, I received this. Hi, Holly, welcome. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is still the consumer. Your account was designed to make making searches easy. It gives them the instructions of how to use it. Sign up for email alerts. And again, it's coming from me, so I probably should have used a different name. But this again goes to the consumer. So they get this nice welcome email, right? And then I got the new lead contact info. So the 3rd email was for me, the agent. So it says, hey, lead Holly Fogel has been assigned to you. And it's got the contact info and what I registered on. So the first thing I want everybody to be thinking about is, how am I going to announce my awesome new website and get my clients to go there, and what's going to be the benefit to them? So I encourage you to go to your website and sign up as yourself. Maybe if you want to use a dummy name so you can tell which emails would have gone to the consumer and which ones will come to you. And I want you to read that account benefits and think about the announcement that you're going to compile. Hopefully this will be a December announcement. If you want to use December to really build on some things and make a January announcement, I think that's fantastic. It would be just perfect. New year, new website, new resources, new tools that you have to give to the public. So I think that would be a fantastic idea. So we want to get people. So searching, yes, is going to be really important. They're going to be able to search properties. Great. But what else are they going to be able to do? And that's where we really need to have some resources. So we can build upon the buyer's guide, but I want you to think about everything that you provide to your buyers when we have that strategy session and moving on. So everything that you provide to them in person, which hopefully you all have folders full of stuff when you have your strategy session. First thing that comes to my mind is the buyer criteria sheet, our needs and wants analysis to ensure that we don't show them homes that they would never buy. And the way that's accomplished is by having them fill out the criteria sheet and indicating what is a need, what is a want, and what is an undesirable. The NWU checklist that they fill out, that would be fantastic for you to have in addition to a buyer's guide. So we could simply go to our let's look at the buyer's guide anyway. Let's see. So it's got here, and you can see this is numbered step slideshow. So you have buyer's guide here. Buying a home can be the most exciting. So look at this. So it's got define your goal. So when we have the define your goal, we could also have a link right to the buyer criteria page so that they can now have an active resource that they can fill up. Tools to help you find your home, right? Once you've defined them, we can change this. So finding a home using my interactive map search, right? Get to know the neighborhood, create an account on my website, download my mobile app. Look at it, tells them all the things that they need to do. So I would encourage you also to include a video of you talking about the process and how your strategy sessions, your 20-minute strategy sessions, have been proven over and over again to reduce the stress and frustration and inconvenience that comes along with the excitement and joy of buying a new home. So anytime that we can minimize people's frustration and provide a higher quality service and experience, we could have a 30-second snippet about that in a little video. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be really long. You could create these little series of information and put them as videos and have them coincide with each step of the process. Really, really powerful. And the thing is it doesn't have to be like a lot. If you think about it, okay, I know I want to get in that term. If you go right back to Momentum and look at the buyer conversion course, it outlines, okay, the strategy session, setting proper expectations. So you could just go in and say, hey, the strategy session is really designed to make sure you not only find the home you want, but more importantly, want the home you get. My strategy session will take you through the tools to help you analyze what is really important in a home, and that will translate into us searching and viewing properties that meet your exact needs. You will never walk into a house that you say, I wouldn't have bought this. Like, I didn't know it had that, or I didn't know it had that. We're going to make sure that every house we go in, you would actually purchase if it actually passes the smell test, right? And the scratch test. So those little things, then you could have a video. The next video could be talking about, hey, depending on which price range you're entering right now, some markets are more competitive than others. There are a few price ranges right now where you may be paying full price or slightly above full price. We will talk about in depth the actual price range that you're in and what that market looks like for you in today's current environment. See, when you, and that's it, like 15 seconds, these little tiny videos that can supplement all the resources that you currently give. How to protect yourself when buying a home, a sample purchase and sale agreement, lender information. You're going to be able to link right to your lender from here, so they can actually open up the lender's website without actually leaving yours. You can, we can put in the FAQs, frequently asked questions. Everything you give to them in person, we should have on your website. That way, you can direct people here through all different phases of where they're at in the process. So what I would like you to do over the next couple of weeks is compile that list of everything that you provide your buyers, because we all give different things. I'd have the home warranty information. I'd have all my home inspectors. I'd have my closing attorney. I'd have my lender. I'd have the office support team. Remember, we really need to think about everything that we provide clients. It's not just about helping them buy or sell the house. If you don't have a reason to stay connected after, that's going to be a problem. And I think that's a big reason as to why Berkshire Hathaway is called Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, not real estate company, because they understand the importance of packaging everything. So your website can be the home services portal. It can be the connecting piece of everything that you could possibly provide information and value and education to your clients. And then we just have to remind them like crazy that that's the place to go. Stop at my website first. Go to my 5-star referral center. Go to my, people I recommend page, whatever you want to call it. So I want you to first think about everything you provide to your buyers. Write down everything. And then we're going to flip to the sellers. Then I want you to go through everything, that fit to sell brochure. Plus it already has on here. Let's see what we have underneath the sellers. Let's see what it looks like. The seller's guide. But we have that fit to sell. Are you fit to sell? Remax brochure. That's another great one. And here again, it's got this. I'd probably take out the choose the agent and say, you chose the best agent. And this I would change to me. So this would be like step 1, you're already working with the best. Then we prepare your home for the sale. So we can add to these. And so underneath here, we can put all that stuff, the fit to sell brochure, the shining home checklist. I would create a tab. I would create a page called I'm ready to list. And in the I'm ready to list, we would have the contact me page first because they'd be contacting you for an appointment. And then we could have the listing agreement. We could have the property disclosure. We could have a sample purchase and sale agreement. We could have the fit to sell. We could have the 10 things I'm going to miss most about my house. We're going to have the seller's utility sheet. Like everything that you currently give to a client when you go on a listing, we're going to load in here, and we're going to give people the opportunity to set up an appointment and get access to all the goodies right away. Like people are doing things online, and we got to get with the times. That I listened to a very, I'm not really even sure how I processed the call that I listened to on Friday. It was after I had already posted my rant about the iBuyers. And then I listened to this call from this guy that's developed Amplify, and he's really envisioning that a quarter, 1/4 of all home transactions by the end of not 2020, but by the end of 2021 will be done online. A quarter of transactions. That's a lot. That's an impact. And the way people are doing things, it doesn't matter what we think about it. It matters what people are doing. It matters about their perception and what's important to them. It doesn't matter what's important to us. So the more that we can put things online and become that online resource, doesn't mean we're going to stay online, but we have to be able to engage with them online until we can then show them the difference. Show them the difference of what it's like working with someone that actually cares about their steps, invests back locally. You know, the thing with these companies, you know, they're all for profit for these big corporations that are not even housed in our local markets. Opendoor is housed, I don't know, Washington, Seattle, or somewhere else, or Arizona, or I don't even know where. But they're getting all this money and they're taking it out of our communities. Agents who work locally and we earn locally, we put right back into our community, into our local grocery stores, into our infrastructure, into our communities. If you're not telling that story, all the money that these iBuyers are making are going right out of our communities. They don't care about what they're leaving behind. But we as realtors, that's part of the pride that we've had, is that we care. We care locally about our communities and we invest here. So think about your messaging and think about ways, yes, we can make it convenient, but we're going to have all these resources available online as well, because that's how people are really operating. We can take the forms and make them fillable and put them on our website. Like, I think they're already fillable through AppFile, so we can do this on here too. Even if you want to dabble and just have them set up appointments on here, contact me for an appointment. Start realizing how you need to try to get people to engage with you online. So I want you to write down everything that you do for your sellers, everything that you physically give them or tell them. So if you need to go back through your vital activities checklist, that would be a phenomenal starting place, and write everything down. So now we have our 2 sections. Now I want you to think about your 5-star referral center. And I want you to think about all the things that people do after they buy a house or when they're selling a house, and all the resources that they need a name and a number for. Like, I can't tell you how many times since I've moved in this house that I have gone on Nextdoor and I'm like, hey, I need a handyman to fix our garage. Hey, I need a handyman. We want to finish out the garage. I now just posted one because we have a crack in one of our shingles. I'm going to Nextdoor. Why aren't I going to a resource center provided by my realtor where I could go and get everything all at once in one time? because realtors aren't doing this. Like you, and it's not good enough just to compile it. You've got to make sure you educate people about it, and you need to post it on Facebook, and you need to say, hey, if you need anything from soup to nuts or whatever you want to phrase it, check my 5-star referral center first. If it's not there, call me, because I'll be able to find the best resource for you for that particular project. And I'm talking hairdressers, doctors, good restaurants that you like. You know, every time someone goes online and gets a recommendation, there's a chance that that recommendation is going to stink. So you got to get over that. You've got to get the very best of the best. And this gives you such a great conversation with anybody that you're going to put on your website. I would vet them. I would tell them, listen, I'm going to be promoting my website like crazy come January. I need to know that you're prepared to handle any new incoming business. You can ask places for discounts. If they come through the referral center, give them a discount. Some may, some won't. But most people, their first 120 days when they move into a house are going to spend a ton of money in a lot of places that you should be recommending where they go. And even if they don't utilize your resource, they go to your website first to check. So whatever you want to name it. Now, 5-star referral center, that comes from by referral only. I think Buffini's got one that he calls it something in particular. I'm not sure what. But start compiling. Start compiling all that. We're going to tackle these pages probably in December and January. So you need to be ready. You don't want to come to a class and be like, who should I put in here? No, I want you to be like, all right, these are the ones I want to put in here. Like you need to already have this. So I find if we do a little preparation first, then we can actually do a class where we're doing. So we're not really talking about it and looking at it. Everyone is hands-on, inputting and uploading. And so we have time. This week is going to be the soft launch of our website. That's fantastic. And Lori's already told everybody, go into Mac Center, update your account, make sure that you get your account under here, Mac Center, click on my account, and get this updated fully and complete. New picture and everything. Actually, you don't want to do it through here, sorry. You actually want to go up here to the left and click on your picture. They should just get rid of that other one. And then hit update my account. And just in conjunction, because I'm not sure how many of you were at the last class, you do need to come into the MLS affiliation and you need to add in your the MLSs. So we're going to need to add FMLS. I don't know, does it just auto-populate? Does anybody know? Or do you have to type it? Oh, here it is. There we go. And then your ID. So make sure that you do that. And then we have Georgia MLS as well. So make sure you do that so that stuff will filter. Maybe that's why mine was only pulling Remax stuff. But anyway, make sure you go in and update that because a lot of this information will transfer directly to your website. And that'll take away a step. All right, so a couple of other pages that you can do. There's some charitable causes. What a great place to highlight Columbus Day. All the pictures from Play for the Kids. You could be updating that every year. And then when you post about it, you don't just post the pictures, you actually post from your website. That's how we can start to get people going to your website, going to the website. So I'm going to just, I do have a question, so let's just see. Okay, so you can add one MLS so that you don't have duplicates. I'll reach out to the folks there at corporate and see if they will have a duplication eliminator like Reliance used to have. For now, you will see 2 of every listing because we have the 2 listing services. So if you just want to put in FMLS, if you feel confident enough that that'll pull in, you know, every property, or if you work some of the outer skirts more where you feel that more people are in MLS, I don't know many that are just in FMLS, but they could be. But I do know several that are only in Georgia MLS. So that's just going to be a personal preference. So give that some thought. The other thing, if you are going to keep both, you can put a different front photo in your MLS listing compared to your FMLS listing. And then it'll kind of look like two different properties. That's kind of what we used to do when the duplication field wasn't in place. So give that some thought, but I'm happy to talk it through with you. Either way is totally fine. So thanks for bringing that up, Tina, because mine didn't show. Here they only have the one MLS, so it didn't show duplicates. Okay.
Holly, this is David Freeman. Can you hear me?
Hey, David.
Most of this doesn't seem to apply to me, but I'm very interested. Scott LaCroix and I and Veronica are very interested in redoing our website. I think this could possibly be tailored to the commercial side. I'd like to make an appointment with you by phone that you could talk to the three of us, and we'd like to get it up a little bit further than we are right this minute, and then talk to you about some personalization.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I'll shoot you an email with some times, and we can definitely focus on more of a commercial thing for you. That's absolutely no problem.
Great. All right, I'm gonna get off at the moment, but I'll get back to you. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thanks, David. I wrote you down. Okay. So now here we are back underneath website and then page editor. So I've given you some ideas, the golf thing, community pages, the buyer's resources, having a referral center on your website is a great way to get people to come and engage on your website throughout the year because they're going to need stuff all the time. You can also do, think about things that you might be doing in the community. I know somebody, I can't remember who it was. They were going out and checking out new restaurants all the time. I can't remember who that was. And then they were going to post about their restaurant. So if you do any new initiatives or things like that, put them on the website. Put it on the website and then post the website page rather than just post the fact that you were at a restaurant on Facebook. Another cool thing you can do, so let's just start by coming in here and hitting create new page. Remember, we have our layout. So here was our home page. I'm just going to start a new page. And I'm going to do this market trends. So I'm going to do a market trends page. And happenings in the area. And so I'm going to build this page. So right out of the gate, when you start a page, it's going to say, okay, well, what type of header do you want? So you can either do a header with an image, you can do header with an image, and then they have the ability to search from this page, or you can do a slideshow. So it's got several images and then the ability to search. So you can pick either one. I'm going to do an image with the search. And then I'm going to click an image. So this is going to be market trends. So maybe I'll just keep it with Remax. So I'll do a Remax balloon and hit insert and save. And so now I need to add a block. So that's just going to be at the top. And now I'm going to add a block. So this block, I want to do it as image here. So I'm going to choose an image underneath. And there's a bunch that's preloaded, but you can also just upload your own. So if you want to do something more specific to your area, you know, I'm just going to pick one, just to pick one right now. And then I'm going to put keep updated on market trends in the metro. And then a description, each month check back for current updates on all things real estate. So what I'm going to do is once a month, this will go into my marketing calendar. I'm going to come in and update the information, and then I'm going to post from here. So I'm actually going to go to this page, and this page is what I will then put out to the universe. I might even send it as an email to my very best people so that I can get them again. Every time they click on it, it brings them back here, and I'll have additional call to actions, and I can actually have this go to another page if I want. So I can have it link directly to another page after someone comes here. So then I would hit save. And actually, you know what you can do? I can hit add item. Hold on, I can go back to this block list, content with image. I can scroll down and look at here. I can put in a URL. So maybe I come over and get the September housing report, right? So I have a video. So I can share, copy this, and then come back in here. And you get these in your email, and you get them, remember they're through social prompt too. So these are already going out. I would just go grab it and then just say September. Whatever you want to call it, save changes. Oops, let's go back to the page now. What, did I lose it? Did I lose my page? Hold on. Well, that'll be good because then I can show you how to do it again. Remix, layout, market trends, here it is. So let me hit edit. I'm going to publish it and see how it comes on the web preview. Why is my video not showing up? Oh, I know why, because I didn't do, this is good. See how you learn? So I put in that URL in there. So now they would actually have to click on this because I didn't choose a block that was letting me add the whole video. So I got ahead of myself, which is fine. So now when I click on the snapshot, it'll open up that YouTube video. But I'd prefer just to have that YouTube video in here. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave it there because it's not doing any harm. I'm going to come back into my page and I'm going to look for a block that has the video. So now I'll come down and say, oh, I want to do a video block. Here we go, video. And here I'll do September. And I don't think it's called that, but we'll look at it. And then paste that and then hit save. So now it's got the housing report, September housing report. So you may want to call it to that. And then I post it. Now this page, it's great that I did it, but I have to put it somewhere because it's unlinked. So what I want to do is come to my menu, and now I want to look for market trends, and then I'm going to put it, maybe I start a whole new tab. Right now I'll just put it under resources. So I'm going to grab it from here and put it under my resources. So now I've nested it underneath the navigation button of that. So let me see if it updates in real time or if it's slower. So now when I come in here and I go over to menu, market trends. And then when I click on market trends, I left the search, which you could take off if you didn't want it to have the search. Keep updated on the market trends in the metro. Each month, check back for current things, all real estate. And then it's got a way that they could link, or if they continue to scroll down, they'd have that. I would go into FMLS, right? Each month they do a whole report for you, copy and paste. It's called R&D, right? Research and duplicate. So go in and grab that, and that would be what I would put on here. Now, these are just some informational things, but what about your listings? How could you start marketing so that people understand what it's like to work with you? So why don't you think about this concept? Get a new listing, and we come in here and we have a navigation button, maybe called My Current Clients. And you talk to your clients about the fact that you kind of tell a story and track your business through your website so that other people can see what it's like to list their property. And would they be okay with that? Now, you can decide how much you want to have your clients involved in this or not. I think it would be really cool to have an area where people could see from the time you get a new listing. So you would get the home listed and you would put in the we would just build a page with the listing at the top, maybe just a static picture, or you could take the actual MLS listing and put it on the top of the page and then tell the story, put the home on the market December 1st. This client, had very little to do to get their home prepared, but we did take them through the fit to sell. Like, you could tell the whole story, show your marketing efforts, then maybe put in a client testimonial after it sells and have a little video. So each one of your properties, you could have a little story on your website. And you could either have your folks involved, or you can go back to what we used to do, which was those were our foundation pages, where we just had all of our sales on the website. So all your active listings, everything that's sold. But I would really go in and tell a little bit more of a story. If I just pull up someone's website and it just shows 123 Main Street sold, and then just a picture of the property, like, big deal. But if you were to tell like some nuances or something that happened or ways that you were able to lead, guide, and protect that client through a successful sale, and either did it as a video or you just wrote it up, people could then go back and you could tell the story of how you helped your clients through that process. And if they were to do a testimonial, even if they typed it, to have that at the bottom after it closes, how powerful would that be? Like, and then in conjunction, you could also load in the reviews tab, because you can add that reviews block to any page on the website. So every sale could have the block of your reviews. You don't just have reviews in one section. I'd have them wherever people were going. Same thing with video. If you want to tell a certain story, like every time you had a listing, I would have a little video block, and on that it would say, I'm looking forward to working with these great new clients. And we take our folks through our 15-point high quality exposure plan, and we use our 7-step pricing strategy to get homes sold as quickly as possible in any market. We ensure that we don't leave any money on the table, and we make sure that your home is exposed to thousands and thousands of the right buyers, not the wrong buyers. So see how, like, a little video with a little bit of, education on what you do, I'd have that, and it could be generic enough that I could use it on every single listing page. And then, so just think about how much more interactive our websites can be. So you can have search pages. If you want to just highlight certain neighborhoods, we're going to work on neighborhood pages when we have full access to be able to do those searches. Right now, we're still in soft. So the searches aren't working where we're going to be able to transfer them to pages, but we can have those. So think about, I'd start with just three neighborhoods that you would like to build, 3 neighborhood pages. Start putting together all your referrals. You know what would be great is to send out an email to all your top people, to your A pluses and A's, and tell them, hey, I'm in the process of redoing my referral center or my service provider list, whatever you want to call it. And because we've worked together in the past and I trust you, I'm looking for really top-notch recommendations of people that you've used, people that you know, maybe you have family members that own a business that you would like to highlight. on my referral center, when you get them involved, they're going to send the very best people to you. And then that gives you a warm introduction to that business to let them know that, hey, Sue referred your company and I'm really excited. I'm going to have this referral center on my website. I have over 150 regular people regularly people asking me for resources, and your company could absolutely fall into that category. Are you okay with me putting it on my website? And can you send me your logo? And think about that. If somebody called me and they're like, hey, I want to put you on my website, I'd be like, dang, that's awesome. Like, who referred? It's just such a cool thing to do. And you could just, pick 5 people a week to ask. If you don't want to send it out to everybody at once, maybe you just start tackling that 5 in a week. Just pick 5 really good friends and send them an email and see how it's received and test it a little bit. Test the water a little bit. But I think the referral center and all things, that people need names and information to is huge way to get people to engage in your website. I also want you to think about having a refer me page. So, because you can easily direct people to your website and with a little education say, hey, if you're out and about or if you ever need to refer me, an easy way to do it, besides looking my phone number up, is to just go to my website and there's a refer me tab there and you can put in the information and I'll make sure I reach out to them within 24 hours, within 2 hours, or within whatever. But so there's all kinds of ways that you can get that engagement going. I think you should consider like a contest page. Having like anything you would do in your newsletter, you can transfer that to your website. Still do your newsletter. I wouldn't not do the newsletter, but I think if you have additional ways of communicating, it's going to be really powerful. So what I'd like everybody to really work on, and quickly, if you can do it this afternoon, that would be great, is I want you to come in and I want you to hit create new page. And I want you to create, and it can just be a test page if you want, but I want you to come in, hit add page, and let's see, let's do FAQ page. So check out the most common real estate questions and answers here. I think having an FAQ section on your website is really powerful. There's so many misconceptions out there and so many things that people think they might know about real estate. And how many times do we have to re-educate people? A lot. We have to do a lot of re-educating. So I want you to come in and hit the page and then create your header. So I'm just going to do a header with an image. I don't want people to be searching. So I'll come in here and this would be cute. You could actually make a cute picture, with FAQs on it. I didn't do that prior to this, so I'll just pick headquarters. And then I'll put frequently asked questions. I can type. And then you could have like funny pages. I mean, there's just so many things that we can do. It's kind of cool. So frequently asked questions. Oh, this would be fun to go out and actually find like that video. I didn't think it was that great, but it was still okay. It was the Remax video that they did when they were asking like the question, I think it was, could you pass the real estate test or something like that to the public. It was a video they did. That would be a perfect thing to add that video. Or you could find some funny goofy questions. I mean, with a little bit of research, you go onto YouTube or Google and you could probably find some good stuff. And Remax has a lot of good branded videos, and you can get those by, I just came here to the Remax channel. Like, this is just the Remax channel. So you could do that, or you can absolutely just go to the marketing tab in Max Center and look under the marketing tab and find something too. So then I would do a block and I would just start doing the questions, and you can just do content. You could do content with an image. So maybe I choose that and maybe I pick an image where like someone's like thinking, let's see. I want you to physically go through and play around and do this though, because that's what's going to give you excitement. And so I must have something where like a light bulb or somebody thinking in my pictures, but you get the idea. I was just hoping I'd have something like a question mark. I feel like I used to have a question mark in here. Like, look at this one, multiple offers. Like, this would be great in the buyer section about multiple offers. And so here we go. I knew I had one, question marks. There's another one, question marks. So I could upload my own image. I don't have to use what, you know, they put. Upload, then upload. Open. Well, it must not have liked that size. Well, make sure you pick a size that works. So I'll take this for now because I didn't take that one, but you can upload your own pictures. And then I would just start like, you know, question one, you know, down payment section. I could do a down payment. And then just like number one, do I need 20% down? And then you could just have your answer, you know, you could have the question and then the answer. So again, I'd have like sections about stuff. So if you go back to the FAQ document that we had, it's broken out by some of those were financing questions, the do's and don'ts, do's and what to do and what not to do after you go under contract. That's also part of that FAQ doc. And so you can have the do's and the don'ts. I would have all the resources, everything that I utilize and all the tools that I provide, I'm going to have them on my website because I want people to be able to come here and find information, search properties, ask me questions, you know, engage in certain things, find resources when I need a landscaper. Oh my God, I need a plumber. Who do I call? That stuff, you know, people are making tons of money. Now you got Tackle out there. You got all these apps. All these people are capitalizing on what we used to provide for people. And now we're like, well, they can get it anywhere. Well, that's the problem. They can get it anywhere and they're getting it anywhere, not from us. So we should be that resource. And when you promote that once a month and just what a great way for you to interact with all these people. That's what gets you referrals too. I mean, not only is it going to improve your service level, but now you have the ability for your referrals to go through the roof. Because you're that connecting piece. You're the person that provides the value. You're the person that answers the questions. So you have your market page, you have your charitable causes. You can always pull in stuff from Children's Miracle Network on that. You can actually have a whole, remember that referral center can also be like your business spotlight section. Or once a month, you highlight a business or you highlight a restaurant or you highlight events that are going on. I mean, we have Christmas coming up. There's tons of things that you could be posting, current events, different trends, like just so many things. And I think we don't want to go crazy where it's 8 to 5. Again, this is why your activities management, if people aren't getting things done, it's because you don't have an AMS in place. If I have it scheduled to do 3 hours of personal development a week, 3 measly hours a week, to work on my website, there's no reason that you can't have an unbelievable website by the end of the year. Like it'll be fantastic. And then it's maintenance, but that's part of your personal development hour. You know, that's what, or if you're using certain strategies for lead generation, then it's your lead generating hour. So we went through a lot. So what I want to do is, one, open it up for some questions right now. And then two, I want to recap what we've gone through. And then I want to give you some assignments. And then I want to talk about what's coming. So in the last 5 minutes, I don't know if you can unmute yourself. I can unmute anybody that needs to be, or you can type in a question. If you, or you just say unmute me, and I'll unmute anybody that wants to be unmuted at this point, because we do have several people on, and I appreciate that. Lori, I'm going to unmute you. Did you unmute yourself? Unmute. So Lori, you're unmuted. If anybody can.
I'm unmuted now.
Yeah, you're unmuted. Any questions? Do you have questions, comments as we go to recap? I saw you.
No, I think though, I just wanted to clarify, because I was trying to go in, but I couldn't. When we're on the menu on the navigation site, to add menu, that would be adding like another section, like instead of, you know, where it says like buyers, sellers,
yes,
resources. When you add menu item, that's how you get that new section, correct?
Yep, that's how you get the new section. And then Vicki has a question.
Yeah, I use BombBomb for my videos, and I've been doing a lot of videos.
Yeah.
I can't seem to get them into the video format using that page layout on the homepage. I've gone to the block, I've cut and pasted in, I've saved it, I've linked it, I've titled it, doesn't show up.
Okay, so
BombBomb, that's the BombBomb URL link, not embedded, but it's the actual HTTP link.
can you send me one of your BombBomb videos and I'll reach out to tech support? I don't know if BombBomb's a later integration, but they are supposed to be fully integrated. So if we have to transfer it into a YouTube, I can show you how to do that so that the BombBomb video can be in the YouTube format, but we should not have to have that unless it's something that's just coming, it hasn't rolled out yet. So I will clarify that, but email me one of your BombBomb videos just in the meantime.
Okay.
That'd be great. So to recap, you have a bunch of pages that you can create, and then you're going to nest them underneath different navigation buttons on your active navigation bar. You can have pages for buyers, for sellers, for people that are past clients to provide information. Some ideas we talked about. I'm telling you, I've been listening to the 21 days, the money-making mindsets from Joe Stump. He's the one that really dives deep on this 5-star referral center. So I know Holly Norman does BRO, and I know Buffini talks about it as well. I think it's critical. I think it's critical that we build that page. I would love to spend a whole hour-and-a-half workshop on building the 5-star referral center, or whatever you want to call it. Because I think that can really get you a lot of interaction, engagement, traction, build new relationships, and really help you in the long run. I really, really believe that. Listing pages. We can highlight your listings like we used to. We can build search pages. I don't know that those get as much traction. I think when you get people on your website and we get that mobile app in their hands and on their phones, which I encourage you to create a video that explains how to do it and actually do it in real time and send them to everybody. There's an announcement for the website. There's an announcement for the mobile app that I'm going to encourage you to send out to your clients. The FAQs. Compile everything that you provide to your buyers now. Provide a list of everything you provide to your sellers. Let's pick from those and see what would make sense to put on the website. Maybe not everything. Maybe there's just certain things you want to put on the website. That's totally fine. But let's start with that all-encompassing list. You'll be so surprised at how much value you provide to your clients already. Like, you do so much, and sometimes going through and compiling this list will amaze you at how much value and work and education you already provide for your clients. So compile those lists. I would think about 3 neighborhoods that you would actually like to highlight and maybe become an expert in. We can do maybe one, like an hour webinar next month on just building those subdivision pages. We'll be able to do that. That's fine. So the golf event, and you guys probably have a ton of other things that you're thinking about. Anybody want to add in some other page ideas that you thought about? Vicki, do you have some other ideas for pages?
Well, I have to think about it, but yes. I mean, I like the pages on how to buy a home, what to do, what not to do, sellers. I've been big into telling sellers about pricing and, hey, if we make these improvements to the home, new carpet, new paint, let's clean up the clutter. I've done quite a few videos on those, and I'm developing my YouTube video stuff with my assistant. I think some pages would be good about financing, taking the down payment resource that's given to you in the FMLS, which I really don't pay much attention to, but I'm going to start. And basically just using, I think, the resources we have from RE/MAX and from the FMLS, even the Georgia MLS, and you know, making these make sense. What I will say is this, and I've been playing around with this as time permits in my assistant. This is set up a lot like the MailChimp inbox, because I use MailChimp for my newsletter.
Okay.
We send out, oh God, we're sending out 800 newsletters, if not more, a month, on topics of getting your home ready, of this, that, and the other. So Michelle and I are used to working with blocks.
Yeah, that's good though, because then it's
which is interesting. Yeah,
it's an easy transition for you.
It seems to be. I hope it will be. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's great. I also, you know, the other thing, any call to action buttons, like if you direct buyers to a buyer resource page, have it where it links to your lender so that they can link directly to, you know, the lender for more information or to apply on. They all have apply now buttons. There's no reason you can't also connect with them. So again, making it that one-stop shop, you know, anytime that we can bundle all the steps for people into one area, I think is going to be tremendously valuable for you. And this is pretty easy. The only way it gets easy is for you to come in and play around. So, you know, you have that create new page, the menu item. This is the menu items so that we were talking about. So if I had, so now if you go and view, menu, community pages. So that's how you get that, Lori.
Cool.
Yeah.
I had another thought for pages.
Yeah.
You could have a menu item called like local events. It could be local events in your communities, but also events that you do. Like Vicki does her pie event every year, and so many other teams and agents do. I'm just going to beat to death the pie event, Vicki, because I know you're doing it. But you could also then post pictures of your pie event on there. Or if you've got, I don't know if you, I've got to look at it deeper too, Holly, but like, you know, if you had a sign up page for one of your events, I guess we've got to be able to incorporate that in here somewhere.
Yeah, you can do that, or you can even if you had to, we could create it on Eventbrite and just drop
it in there. Yeah.
And drop it in there. So, you know, I know sometimes we get, oh, it's just so much, I don't want to do anything. And you know what? You don't have to do anything. But like your website's going to look really good right out of the gate. So definitely make sure as the soft launch comes in, remember it's your username.remaxagent.com. That will be your domain name until homes.com goes away. Then it'll just be your username.remax.com. So in the beginning, you know, it's just going to be hollyfogle.remaxagent.com. It's your username. And get in there as this launch goes and see what it looks like public facing. Make sure that the search function works. But you may be like, you know what, to start, this is great, and I'm ready to announce it to everybody just to get people on there, and I'll build it as time goes on. That's completely fine. So whatever the strategy is, just think about, we have this power, it's included in our fees. I think we can really get a lot of traction with it. So I'm excited. I think it's easier, much easier than Reliance. And the only reason Reliance was so easy to me is because I was in there all the time. But this one, just even out of the gate, seems pretty user friendly. So if you have any questions, or if you want to set up any kind of strategy session, I'm happy to bounce ideas off with you. I know Lori's been doing a lot of that as well. And you know, that's what we're here to do. We're here to help you get that done. If you have ideas for classes or workshops that you would like, please give us that feedback. If there's something specific, you know, that you would like a 45-minute or an hour workshop on, we would love to hear that feedback. We want to provide you with stuff that you're doing, not stuff that we think you should do. We want to help you where you're at. And with that, unless there's no other questions, I don't see any other questions. I hope this was helpful. I think the sites look great. I'm excited about them. Make sure you get your profiles updated. Anything else you think we should comment on, Lori? You good?
No, I think we're good.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody. I'll get this recording over as soon as it converts. Okay, bye.
Bye.